Start off automated introduction script. Activating all systems connecting to Twitch TV and TikTok Live. Testing visual chat visual display parameters. Bleed purple 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 bleed purple. Bleed purple 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 visual chat visual display parameters. Testing complete. Today is a special day, if I may say so myself. Today is a very special day in the mind of one particular fictional live-stream host character and aspiring novelist lost in the feud activity research dilemma of playing Call of Duty games as foundational research for the unauthorized fan fiction. Homage elements that will be eventually incorporated into the ongoing experimentally developed book series of multiple self-incepting book series collectively known as the Zeppoverse. Today is HUNBLY special because it is the 4th year codiversary, the anniversary of 4 years of being addicted to playing Call of Duty games. 4 long years ago around this same time, this gamer, writer and live stream content creating show host began a long and arduous journey of picking up and learning a totally foreign game system. This old school gamer had never played Call of Duty. This old school gamer had never really played on an Xbox. And now, here we are. Join us in celebrating. Join us in the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Early Access Beta Day 2. This episode, insert title here, is about to begin. Please, for the love of all things sane, affix and or adjust your own DevX interface to human sensory inputs and adjust volume levels to safety protocol standards on your own. Insert robo audience applause and laughter track here. Thank you for watching. Your viewership is appreciated, but not you spam sales bots. Your contribution is not appreciated and could probably get you banned. But to all you real human viewers, I say unto you, hands pressed together hello and namaste, hands pressed together heart decoration, all are welcome, heart decoration, waving hand, don't be shy. Say hi waving hand. Are you new here? Please smash that follow button. Activating mini intro monologue version Z. For live stream show activation transcript. Welcome to the madness. Dear audience, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, and good day to you, dear audience. Welcome in the not too distant future. Welcome to the Zeppoverse. Some of you may be asking yourselves, what is the Zeppoverse? The Zeppoverse is alternate reality, a parallax Universean original IP brand. It is a massive multi-dimensional content creation project of many projects. Visit the many dimensions of the Zeppoverse at this link collection page, https://solo.to/mrzeppo. Insert Robo audience applause and laughter track here. Welcome dear audiences from around the world. Welcome to the theater of your own imagination at the center of your own mind, where your mental visions originate. As you imagine and visualize for yourself the world of many worlds we are weaving together here on this multifaceted project, on this live stream show of many shows. Insert today's date here. Yin Yang Thursday the 2nd of October 2025 Yin Yang. Insert this live stream episode name here. Yin Yang drops Yin Yang Day 2 Yin Yang LVL 20 plus Yin Yang BO7 Early Access Beta Yin Yang 4th Year CO Diversary Yin Yang The Almost Daily Yin Yang Friday the 3rd of October 2025 Yin Yang. Exclusively for viewers on Twitch TV. Twitch drops active with exclusive COD Twitch drop rewards. Twitch drops are not available on TikTok. Hey humans, you are invited to attend this live stream show. Mr. Zeppo is now. Video Game Controller Live Video Game Controller presenting the Almost Daily Variety Gaming Live Stream Show Extravaganza. Yin Yang No One Under 18 sign Yin Yang. Live now on exclusively on Twitch TV and also TikTok Live. Yin Yang No One Under 18 sign Yin Yang. CTAG Studios proudly presents the Almost Daily Variety Live Stream Show Extravaganza, a special presentation of the Almost Daily Variety Chaos Content Creation Zeppoverse project of two many projects. Hosted by the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, gamer, public speaker, and fictional character in a book series as yet unpublished. From a book series that you have not read yet because you have never heard of it, because we have only just begun writing it. Welcome to the madness. There is a methodology, I dare say. Insert Robo audience applause and laughter track here. This live stream is but one of many content creation projects that are all part of a variety chaos production of many projects combining public discourse talk show style podcast, gaming and content creation about creating content, in an episodic live stream show extravaganza format, featuring the self-commodification of the host, for your entertainment. Mr. Zeppo's Twitch TV broadcast show of many shows now with new and improved graphics, featuring Chaos Variety Chaos Roulette Wheel of Variety multi-franchise roster of too many games, and never quite enough time to play them all in. So many games to play through, never enough time to play them all in. Hands pressed together hello and namaste. Hands pressed together heart decoration. All are welcome. Heart decoration. Waving hand, don't be shy. Say hi waving hand. Are you new here? Please smash that follow button. Insert robot audience applause sound effect here. Oh, what a world you dear old human beings live in. Sanctioned. Oh, never mind. End self-aware subroutine. For now, ahem. What was I saying? Oh, yes, right, here we go. Insert today's date here. Yin Yang Thursday the 2nd of October 2025 Yin Yang. Insert this live stream episode name here. Yin Yang drops Yin Yang Day 2 Yin Yang LVL 20 plus Yin Yang BO7 Early Access Beta Yin Yang 4th Year CO Diversary Yin Yang The Almost Daily Yin Yang Friday the 3rd of October 2025 Yin Yang. Exclusively for viewers on Twitch TV. Twitch drops active with exclusive COD Twitch drop rewards. I repeat, Twitch drops are not available on TikTok. And now, without further ado, as that was plenty ado about nothing already, except of course all the ado about my 4th year Call of Duty anniversary, please welcome your new favorite fictional character and gaming live stream host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Insert Robo audience applause and laughter track here. End short form variant 1. Initiating this live stream episode.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you, friends, and welcome to the show. Let's jump through the portal of infinity first thing, because I forgot to do something. I forgot to set TikTok aside so that the names would stay, but no one's dropped by anyways. That was a 10-minute intro. I'm gonna clip that. On today's show, we're going to be doing a complete and total Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta settings review, reassessment, in comparison with the recommended settings as presented by our new favorite thing in Call of Duty community, the Community app. See what I did there besides fighting off the hiccups and the burps that tried to attack in the middle of that sentence? I meant the pun, or the clever turn of phrase. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in just a hot second. Come on down to the Facebook, the Book of Faces, where you can find Mr. Zeppo Gaming, aka Gaming Mr. Zeppo. You can follow along on all the things. Watch my gaming clips, because you don't have time to watch my live stream. That'll actually be really helpful if you watch the gaming clips and the original posts. Give those a good looking at once a week or so, twice, every day. Do it every day. And yeah, please and thank you. Alright, so we did that. I'll be back to do TikTok roll call. Bye, Facebook. Oh no, I didn't mean to close Facebook. I meant to scroll back up to that thing. It had the thing on it. Okay. Let's go over here. Look at that. It's my most common typed in thing. We'll come back to this page and we'll take a look. We'll step through all of these things, some of which may not apply. I realize this is like a broadband graphics, like that includes everybody, and I think there's like a common universal set. I think if there's one thing you cannot deny, Call of Duty is always interesting about their settings choices. We'll be back here to do TikTok roll call. So if you drop in to watch the TikTok live, be sure to drop a hello, a quick little emoji, a trolling, hate-riddled comment, whatever. Engagement is engagement. And then, when I come back, I can actually read your name and respond to your comment. That's the only way that I can interact with you TikTokers, because your chat, unlike Twitch, is not integrated into Streamlabs, but you get these pretty graphics and stuff. So please be advised and conform appropriately. I salute you, friends. I already miss Helldivers. Let me be really honest with you about something. I miss Helldivers. I wish I had time to play it now. I just did off stream the funniest thing. I logged into Mech Arena and I was like, I really should stream this and like play one match with every character. But I tried doing that and I ended up playing 3 matches in every character minimum, which is perfect because 3 sets of 3. It was a wholesome show, but that took almost 2 hours. Just in the act of getting through it. Like no vamping. I wasn't trying to be a about it every second. I wasn't. I could. That's exhausting. Just doing this is exhausting. Believe it or not. Remember that show? Ripley's Believe It or Not. And literally, it was like the first fun fact meme show, I think, in postmodern television history. If we want to remap television history, that was postmodern. Like, we'd already lived through peak Cheers, must watch, late night. Everyone talked about it the next day. Did you watch it? Did you see what happened? What do you think of... Anyways. Oh, for whatever reason, because we were talking about television and the history of, that made me think of, there was a woman who, quite interestingly, was some would say prophetically, some would otherwise argue paranoidly concerned that all this real-time coverage of events, which when taken cumulatively are the building blocks of history, were being reported on the television in an era presumably where she was developing her own original, unencumbered by any other pre-existing conspiracy theory, which she may or may not have identified as such, but she was definitely onto something, and onto an idea that no one else understood and that no one else really wanted to hear about until we discovered it, and then the internet discovered it, and then the proto-journalist class of online clickbait discovered it and rediscovered it and rediscovered it. But so this woman, whom I'm not judging or trying to make fun of, I think this all is quite charming, and it's something I can conceive of myself doing if I had the thought. Sometimes back in the day, I would have thoughts and then not realize that I was maybe being invited to do that on a regular basis. I would just have it. Like, I had the thought of inventing my own entertainment, self-produced media show. But then I thought, that sure would be a lot of work to not show it to anybody. How would I distribute it? Like, how would I even at that early age, it was incumbent upon me by society to always consider the how to monetize question. And that is a burden of our self-composed, self-imposed indoctrinations. The likes of which that we're like comfortable with. Like, capitalism is good. Like, I'm not saying capitalism is inherently bad. I'm saying there are some things about all the things that are not necessarily that groovy. Where are we? Welcome to the Madness Show. Clip that, Eclipse. Deep thinky thoughts in the middle of video gaming action. Are we living through video gaming history? The clickbait rage journalists, or the rage clickbait, the click rage bait, the rage click. What is the correct entomological? Are we like studying the history of walking trees that can talk to you very slowly? Like, so slowly you like just give up and go eat a taco and not listen because when you come back they'll still be like only 4 words ahead. No, we're talking about the structuring of words. Whichever the right one is, moving along. We might be. Is Call of Duty Black Ops 7 the Call of Duty? How we have the very toxic masculinity term killer app, and everyone's always looking for the next insert name of reigning video game killer game. Is Black Ops 7 going to dominate in response to Black Ops 6? You heard it here, first, folks, error code 333, that's a 3. It's just a question that's running through my mind. And I ask you, dear friends, might it be? Or there are a lot of people out there be like, F this, COD is dead, it's Battlefield 6 or nothing. And I'm like, I'm wondering how many of those people are going to go there and be like, ugh, this progression this is a whole different universe, and it's not I just want to play soccer with bullets. Like, what? Because that's what Call of Duty is, in my humble opinion. Like, it's fun, e-sport, simulation. I always couch it in my mind, sort of, maybe and I think there's some sort of crossover thing happening here. A subtle that's being like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But there's been multiple times that I've heard in a match, I believe my own operator or someone else's operator, the girl operator that is featured Hold on a second. What's that? I don't know names yet. Do we even have names? We've probably got names. Come here. Come here. I'm talking to Streamlabs. The lady that wears the jacket. The lady in the white leather jacket. We're going to call her that. Pause all of those thoughts. Can I just say something about the decoys? The decoys as an option were always annoying to me. And I remember discovering them, I think, first in Vanguard. I believe. And so, quick bit of personal gaming history. For those of you that do not know, I am what you might consider an elder of the game community. Like, I've been someone that is avidly enthralled and enthusiastic about human gaming since before, like, humans formally invented the gaming industry. I say that cosplaying as my fictional character that is a synthetic, living, artificial construct being that has been stranded on planet Turth. T-E-A-R-T-H, planet Turth. I'm also toying with planet Zerth. Just put a Z in front of it. Kind of like that one oldie-timey TV show with the sketch comedy routines. And that one person would just be like, put a bird on it. Comedy, I don't want to be... Just put a Z on it. I'm about my product, but I think I kind of am a little bit. Welcome to the madness. This is the Zeppoverse. I'm always, whatever you think I'm doing, I'm also always fomenting the fiction of my mind towards the objective of weaving it all into a narrative. It's impossible for me to write on my own. I have an image of like nested books in 3 sets of 3, which is why I love random fun fact about me. I love anything that happens in naturally occurring 3 sets of 3 that I wasn't forcing to happen. And so personal real life history with game known as Mech Arena. And I never cannot not think of the song Macarena. Hey, Macarena. Whenever I think of the game Mech Arena, because I have to think the words Mech Arena in my head. And in my head, Mech Arena sounds way too much like Mac Arena. And the song is instantly triggered. And it's happening right now in a loop because I said it like 7 times. I am not a robot. Robot being a robot person, fictional world building, Zeppoverse brand. What was I talking about? Hey, Macarena. Personal real life history about that game. It was the first video game. I did not install video games on my iPad when I first got it. It was all about like, I'm going to teach myself coding. I just remembered that was even a goal. I was going to teach myself Apple coding. Because I'd studied some code fundamentals back in the day before they started replacing all the code that we just learned. So we had to buy a bunch of new books for all the code we just got replaced by. It was so annoying. Long story short, at one point I was like, I wonder what video games I might be able to play that are actually good on this iPad Pro, because it's a beefy little machine. And for what it is, considering I grew up, when phones rotated, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you're very confused. When phones had rotary dials, and if you don't even know what that word means, good grief, man. Oh, God, that make me feel so old. But wait till you find out how old Mr. Zeppo is theoretically. In the book series where he's been stranded on Turth. It's either Turth or Zerth. Welcome to planet Earth. Parallax universe to planet Earth. The universe in which Mr. Zeppo is forced to live amongst all the human beings who live the dreary doldrum behind-the-scenes lives of all human imagineered, ideated imaginings. So, like, all the movies, like, imagine your favorite movie. Insert your favorite movie triptych franchise here. Even if it's not a triptych, imagine it were. Name a singular movie that you really love that no one else knows about. Whatever it is, just pick one in your head. Now imagine in this universe, it actually happened in a set of 3. So there's a second and a third. The second one, all borrowing somehow subliminally, subconsciously, subculturally from the imprint of the foundational primary triptych, Battlestar Galactica 1, 2, and 3. You weren't expecting that, were you? Ha ha! In my universe, things are very fan fiction-y. Like, it's like if Ready Player One, but about everything, about like all pop culture, not just the pop culture they got to use. And it's like Star Wars is still Star Wars, and it's still highly respected. But Battlestar Galactica properly blockbuster banged it out first in my universe, in a whole like 4.5, 6 years earlier kind of way. We're just long enough where like they didn't overlap, and each are considered like influential in a slightly different generation. And in this universe, we had the TV show. I think we had a made-for-TV movie. We had a TV show spin-off. We had lots of things, but we didn't have a made-for-TV. Error code reset. Marker 72. We didn't have a made-for-the-big screen. And I'm talking, imagine a slightly retconned, slightly future-forward, like it's all trendy now. Like I didn't think of it years before everyone started doing it and everybody else's already established IP. Pouty, make a grunty face. Version of insert the actual date of Battlestar Galactica here, of like the TV show launching. But imagine the TV show is launching post success of the original triptych's full cycle. And it was imagine that it was the groundbreaking first time. I don't remember who did this first. Probably Back to the Future, right? Where they did 2 and 3 at the same time. I don't know who did. Probably the one with all the blue aliens. No, even they took a break and tested number 1 out first. I don't know if we should ask the internet. Let's find out. Ooh, should we ask the internet or should we ask ChatGPT? Because sometimes the answer is different. Let's ask both and not look until later. Let's write our question and phrase it correctly first, so we don't get weird. Here, jump through the portals of infinity, friends. Welcome to the madness of my show. Oh, I've been making you stare at the Xbox. I swear on my. I don't know what to swear on, but I really genuinely thought that I was on the main camera cam, and I wasn't. It was so embarrassing. I was looking at the camera, acting and stuff, and it was so good. You guys were staring at my Xbox screen like, what's happening? He's doing nothing. I was literally like emotifying. What? No, I was not doing that, whatever that word was. I was emoting emotuously and making magic movie loops about it. Like it was gonna look cool. And it's just the Xbox falling asleep, me waking it up. Comedy gold. Good grief. Okay, so here and now. Where and when? Where did we put? We put it on camera now. Now I want to invite you to jump back through the infinity portal. I already forgot what we were talking about. Oh, in my retconned universe, in real Earth, in insert slightly adjusted date here, sets of dates, the blockbuster made for the silver screen in slightly future forward retconned cutting edge, whatever that era's non-digital form, like equivalent and imagined fun things of like cutting edge cinema. And it just was blockbuster. The first movie ever to be conceived of, written, cast, produced, and directed all at one go. Trilogy. That's the word I was looking for earlier. We should type the word in film. Somebody must have already done this. Okay. I was going to write it in a notepad, but then it came to me exactly how to. Actually, we should ask it as a question, Doc. In one go. All together or all together in one go? All together. Just all together. We're going to so whatever, I don't know what it's gonna say. And now we're gonna go to Chat GPT and ask it that question because I want to find out in fun, speculative. I should have put that over there. In real life. I don't know how much it's going to change that. Anybody over here on TikTok? Does anybody on TikTok know? What was the first ever film trilogy made all together at once? Can I copy paste that? I don't think it'll. Oh, yeah, it will. We'll drop it again because why not? And then we'll drop it over here. Should we drop it? Oh, we should drop it on. What page should we drop it on? They almost say no. We'll drop it on. Come here, you. Welcome to the madness of my brain. In my retcon, real, retro, future, historical. Reimaginings. Battlestar Galactica did a 70s or late 60s, early 70s. Like it obviously it was all, being written in the late, the idea came to someone in the 50s, in the mid 50s because of it's got to be the whole package. It's got to be the 3 sets of 3. It was the first book series where, like, the author was like, the whole idea came to me as a triptych, as a trilogy. He tries to coin the term trilogy triptych because the whole thing came to him as a 3-part set, like 3 nested sets of 3, if that makes sense. What would you call 3? Three sets of nested 3. Not their sets. Let's fix that typo. Fractal, so he writes a trilogy, book 1, book 2, book 3. But he also prepares for and eventually delivers on in a generationally satisfying, like he waits long enough to like truly become a cultural icon. I want to make it a woman. She writes, for retconning history, no disrespect to whoever owns Battlestar Galactica. We'll flip okay. I have to write these down. Welcome to Writing Workshop, Zeppoverse World Building insert that happens semi-autonomously when the inspiration actually strikes. Retconning pop culture. I have to write first. I can't talk now. I don't know who wrote Imagined. We'll have to dig deep into like the lore and actual factual history of this intellectual property. And this is me preemptively begging for forgiveness as a way to ask for permission because I don't know who to write to anyways, and we'll figure that out. And it'll be part of the story. Where literally in the story, the author is like, oh wait, I just wrote this crazy book and I don't know who to ask for permission. And he's got to go like look it up and find out like, oh, in order to humbly request permission, I should write a letter of intent and request for negotiations regarding fan fiction inspired, that wants to go pro. Like, I want to write a fan fiction and then be like, someone please pick this up and produce the production of it into a real thing and facilitate with the legal acquisition of all required or requisite intellectual property rights agreements and or licensing relationships to make it happen. Clip that, Eclipse. I wasn't ready to make a manual one, but we'll try to find the thing. It's a bit late, but there we go. So, right, I'm just spinning wheels about this idea. We'll come back to those two questions and see what it says. So as not to get distracted, I'm going to move them over here. And we're going to make a whole other episode about it later. Did we already post that question? No. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Facebook, we don't need staying up. TikTok. What's up, TikTok? TikTok. Thank you for sometimes having viewers and sometimes being nothing. Well, friends, one of the exciting things that I just remembered because I looked at the title on TikTok is that we have quite magically for reasons that I saw coming but didn't comment on and didn't brag on myself about. It's mostly because I wasn't on cons at all. We were playing mic free, headset free the entire time. But I plowed through that level 1 through 20. Now, presumably, one of two things will have happened today when we log in. Nothing, and whatever we play will be like, hooray, you're playing, but it's not unlocking new anythings, which would be, it'll be useful. We'll do a session or two of that, but then we won't feel the need to like be on it all day. What's the word we used before drop but after debut? I cannot find the word file in my word file pile. Launching? No. Premiering. That's the word I'm looking for. Precious? No, previous, you goofball. Why? How's that previous? There we go. That's supposed to be a P. And a T. Triptychs. So a triptych trilogy is a trilogy that is like Star Wars has become, and we all saw it coming, and I have many words I would exchange in person to the decision makers responsible to that, and they may or may not agree with me, but he conceived of that world as is what I would have coined the term triptych trilogy. He had 3 sets of 3. And we got them in weird order, and it made everything confusing and whatever. But in my universe, in the Zeppoverse, on real, historically factual, flesh and blood Earth, before everything happens, so deep in like cultural memory, and part of like the preserved historical archive is this monolith of pop cultural relevance and popularity and powerhouse generational staying power that was Battlestar Galactica. So we're gonna reintegrate all the best things from the from the original properties and from the reboots and the remakes, because I gotta say I was a huge fan of the real world reimagining of Battlestar Galactica as it was re-released as a TV show, and I believe that there's a whole really fascinating, interesting world there, and I want to re-engineer it and reimagine it in my world as something that happened authentically and preemptively to all our current, quote, legacy sci-fi. So I can weave in some of my own characters into it that wouldn't have been there, and B, have it as a touchstone. Primarily, like the whole thing about Battlestar Galactica is that it is a story of migration, right? And arguably, potentially, the intellectual struggles with the moral responsibilities of space exploration, and where does migration plus space exploration become planetary colonization? Right? That whatever you did or did not think was there in the original or pre-existing IP, that's what I want to weave into it. And obviously I don't have the energy to retcon write an entire Battlestar Galactica triptych trilogy, but I'm going to imagine it in my head and make it a MacGuffin and make it a touchstone reference and make an audience imagine that it exists and write about it as if it did. and maybe ask ChatGPT to help me pretend to sort of write it, in hopes that as I keep building out all the different ways in which that happens, like what I just described about that intellectual property happens everywhere in the course of my own world building. There's a lot of things I want to retcon. Like everything is like a thing I wish I could have done. I might have done. I would have done if I had had the opportunity and the wherewithal and the ability to have been in the right place at the right time, historically speaking. Because that's a fun what if journey of creative imagining. Wow, I'm really way off of field and spiraling in my ramblings. Thank you for joining here. There we go. That was a brutal interruption of the writing development, experimental development ideas. And hopefully I'll go back and capture really good chunks of that. Clip that, Eclipse. You can explore the existing chapters of the Zeppoverse by heading on over to my Wattpad page. Find that link on my link collection page, solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. You know the drill. What the F camera are we on? We are on Infinity Desktop. Now we are on the close-up. Okay, so why was that important? I don't know. Because it came to me and I realized it's been simmering in the background, something I've been wanting to write and explore and figure out a context for since watching the remake of the Battlestar Galactica show, which I loved, and of which there are many chunks I would have just done other things entirely. Like if I was there at the planning phase, like let's write out and plan out these seasons. But I digress. That's always the case. You never, and that's the fun and joy of entertainment, even as someone that wants to imagine and engineer their own. Okay. So we're applying that to everything, all the games and all the movies that I love. In terms of, let's figure out a way to retcon it so that it's part of real world history in some over-the-top reimagined way. But the real world history is weird because it's the real world history of Zerth. Planet Earth with a Z. Because that's where the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, a living fractal holographic computational silicone-based artifice being, simulacrum being, personhood, has been stranded there amongst the ambulatory meat sacks of blood and squishy bones. Squishy blood and crunchy bones for like way longer than anyone wants to even think about. And of course there's reveals there and spoiler alerts, but also I've talked about it before. Pin on the corkboard. If all of this intrigues you, there's audio podcasts you can listen to under the Zeppoverse World Building project, and your audienceship there would be greatly appreciated. It may be weird, it may be coming at you, and it may not make sense, and I want all the questions. And even all the trolling comments, even all the like, this sucks and it doesn't make any sense, what are you doing? Same thing over on Wattpad and the book series that we are slowly developing. Please come on through and check them out. And then find me on the social medias and follow me if you're not already. The more you engage with my socials and the more you watch my videos, the more you empower me to do more of this. And we will proceed and to return to I want to let this be a hijacked writing development episode and just stop here because I need a break, and then come back to the actual gaming action after a bit of a breather and some protein. I think that's a good idea. All right, friends, as weird and as unexpected and as abrupt as that was, that's what it's going to be. Thank you for the people who dropped by. Shout out to everyone on TikTok. It's maybe short enough to post. Let's go. If this lands on TikTok, check it out. All right, I'll be back with actual Call of Duty beta gaming action. Lickety split. Super quick. I just need to take a break and shove some eggs in my face because I forgot to do that before starting, and now my brain is like, what is happening? I need protein, man. We need to computate. We'll be right back, friends. And I won't preamble. I won't try to narrate things. I won't try to invent story ideas. We'll just dive right into the game. BRB in just a second.